$100,000. The number arrives in an email from an attorney on a Thursday morning in February. Not a dramatic Thursday, not a Thursday with weather that matches the occasion, just a Thursday, cold, gray, unremarkable. You are sitting at your desk at work when the notification comes through, and you read the email twice, and then you put your phone face down, and you stare at your monitor for a long time without seeing anything on it. Your grandmother died 6 weeks ago. You knew there was a will. You did not know you were in it. Not like this, not with a number like this. $100,000. You have never had a number like this attached to your name. Your checking account has $2,400 in it. Your savings account has $1,100. You have $14,200 in a 401k from a job 3 years ago that you haven't thought about since you left. The $100,000 is larger than everything you have ever accumulated in your entire adult life combined, and it is arriving in your account in 30 to 45 business days pending probate. You tell 3 people. You shouldn't have told 3 people. You will understand why in approximately 4 months. This is not a story about money. It is a story about what money reveals about the person holding it. And it is a story that ends the same way for most people who receive a number like this without the framework to hold it. The money is gone in 36 months. This is how it happens. The first rule: an inheritance is not a windfall. It is a test. And the test is not whether you are smart enough to invest it. The test is whether you are honest enough to sit with it long enough to understand what you actually want. Month 1, the feeling. The wire arrives on a Tuesday. You check your account at 9:14 a.m. and the balance is $102,847, including what was already there, and you sit very still for a moment. Then the feeling arrives. Not happiness exactly, something more like pressure. Like the number is too large for the container you currently are, and something has to expand or something has to give. You tell yourself you will be smart about this. You tell yourself you will not do anything impulsive. You tell yourself you will wait 90 days before making any decisions, which is the advice you read in an article at 2 a.m. the night after the email arrived. You wait 11 days. The first decision: you pay off your credit card. $4,200 at 22.99% APR. This is the right decision. This is the only purely correct financial decision you will make with this money. The interest was costing you $78 a month. You eliminate it in one transfer and you feel, briefly, like the person you told yourself you would be. Then your brother calls. Destruction 1, the family. Your brother is 31. He has a good heart and a bad relationship with money, and a business idea he has been describing to you for approximately 3 years in progressively more detailed versions. The current version involves a food truck, a specific location near a university, and a projected monthly revenue number that he arrived at by multiplying his hoped-for lunch sales by 22 working days. You say no initially. You say it clearly. You say you are still figuring out what to do with the money. He calls again 2 weeks later. He sends you a business plan in a Google Doc. The Google Doc has a cover page with a logo he designed himself. You read it carefully. The projections are optimistic in a way that requires everything to go right simultaneously. You know this. You say yes anyway because he is your brother, and the guilt of saying no to someone you love with money you didn't earn feels worse in the moment than the risk of losing $18,000. You wire $18,000 on a Sunday afternoon. He thanks you in a text message with 3 exclamation points. You feel good about it for approximately 2 weeks. The food truck operates for 7 months. The location near the university is taken by another vendor. The equipment repair in month 4 costs $6,200. The business closes quietly in November. Your brother pays you back $3,400 over the following year. The rest is gone. You don't discuss it. You love your brother. That doesn't change. But something shifts between you that has no clean name and does not resolve. The second rule: money given to family is not an investment. It is a gift with a price tag attached to the relationship. If you cannot afford to lose it completely and feel nothing, you cannot afford to give it. Running total: $100,000 becomes $85,200. Destruction 2, the upgrade. You have been driving a 2016 Hyundai with 112,000 miles on it for 3 years. It runs. You have been telling yourself it runs fine. In the context of $102,000 in your checking account, the phrase "runs fine" begins to sound embarrassing in a way it never sounded before. You buy a car, not an irresponsible car, not a luxury car, a reasonable car, a 2023 Honda, $34,000, which you pay in full because the idea of a car payment feels financially unsound, and paying cash feels like what responsible people do with money. You are correct that a car payment is not ideal. You are incorrect that paying cash for a $34,000 depreciating asset from an inheritance is responsible. The car loses $6,000 in value the moment you drive it off the lot. It will lose another $4,000 in the next 18 months. You will not think about this because the car is new and it smells like new car, and for a few weeks you feel like a different version of yourself when you drive it. Running total: $85,200 becomes $51,200. Destruction 3. The experience. You have never traveled properly. Not really. You have done the budget trip, the shared Airbnb with 3 people, the flight with 2 layovers because it was $140 cheaper. You have been to places, but you have not experienced them the way you always told yourself you would when you had the money. Now you have the money. You spend $11,400 over 14 months on travel. Italy for 2 weeks. A long weekend in Tokyo that costs more than you planned because everything in Tokyo costs more than you plan. A trip to Portugal with a person you are dating who has different ideas about what a vacation should cost. The trips are real. The memories are real. The photographs are real. The $11,400 is gone in a way that produces no ongoing return of any kind. You do not regret the trips in the way you regret the food truck. You regret them differently, more quietly, in the specific way you regret things that were genuinely good and also genuinely wrong. Running total: $51,200 becomes $39,800. Destruction 4. The investment you didn't understand. A friend tells you about a real estate syndication, private deal, a group of investors pooling capital to buy a commercial property in a secondary market. Projected annual return of 14%. Minimum investment $25,000. Your friend has put in $50,000. You do not fully understand what a syndication is. You spend 2 evenings reading about it, and by the end of the second evening, you understand enough words to feel like you understand the structure. You do not understand the structure. You understand the vocabulary of the structure, which is different. You wire $25,000. The deal closes. You receive quarterly reports for 18 months. The quarterly reports are dense and professional and describe a situation that sounds like it is proceeding according to plan. In month 19, the operator sends an email. The property has encountered unexpected vacancy issues. The refinancing timeline has shifted. Distributions are suspended pending resolution. You will receive updates quarterly. You receive 3 more quarterly updates. Each one uses slightly more careful language than the last. In month 31, an attorney sends a notice. The property is being sold at a loss. Your expected recovery is between 30 and 40 cents on the dollar. You recover $8,200. You lost $16,800 on a deal you did not understand because the vocabulary sounded like understanding and the projected return sounded like certainty, and $25,000 felt like an amount you could afford to invest when the total was $100,000. The third rule: the most expensive financial education is the one you pay for with inherited money. You didn't earn the tuition, which means you didn't earn the lesson, which means it doesn't stick the way a lesson should. Running total: $39,800 becomes $23,000. Destruction 5. The slow spend. There is no dramatic fifth act. No single decision that takes the remaining $23,000. Just time. And the subtle, invisible way that having money in an account changes how you make small decisions. You stop meal prepping, not dramatically, gradually. The way you stop doing things when the pressure that made you do them has been temporarily relieved. You upgrade your apartment, $340 more per month. The neighborhood is better. The commute is shorter. These are real benefits. They cost you $4,080 in the first year, and you do not think of it as spending the inheritance because it is just rent. You buy things, not extravagant things, reasonable things, a better mattress, a standing desk, a piece of furniture for the apartment, a jacket that costs more than jackets used to cost. Each purchase is justifiable. The sum of them is not. 36 months after the wire arrived, you check your account on a Sunday morning, and the balance is $4,200. Approximately what you had before the email arrived, minus the credit card debt you paid off in month 1. You sit with that for a long time. The inheritance is gone. Not stolen, not lost in one catastrophic decision. Distributed across a food truck that failed, a car that depreciated, trips that ended, a deal you didn't understand, and 3 years of slightly looser living that felt like nothing in the moment and totals everything in retrospect. $100,000, gone in 36 months. Not because you were foolish, not because you were greedy, because you were human. Because $100,000 without a framework is not wealth. It is a larger version of the same absence of framework that produced the $2,400 checking account balance it arrived alongside. The fourth rule, the money reveals the system. If the system was broken at $2,400, it is still broken at $100,000. The number changes, the system doesn't. Not unless you change it deliberately, before the money arrives, not after. Somewhere right now, someone is sitting at a desk on a Thursday morning in February, reading an email from an attorney. The number in the email is $100,000. They are putting their phone face down. They are staring at a monitor without seeing it. They are going to tell 3 people by the weekend. One of those people is going to have an idea. Another is going to have a need. The third is going to say nothing useful, but will watch the number with the specific attention of someone who has noticed something they didn't expect. The 90-day rule exists for a reason. The reason is this story. The money is real. The framework has to be real first. Without it, $100,000 is not a foundation. It is a longer countdown to the same balance you started with, $100,000. It always arrives with the best intentions.